everybody? It's Sabrina. Hey, and welcome to my channel. So, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I have awesome intake for you guys today. So, let's get into this story, and then I'm going to tell you my perspective on it. So, let's get started. So, recently, Aretha Franklin has been getting a lot of backlash for her Natural Woman song. The Natural Woman song came out in 1968, during a really powerful, woman movement, Black Panther movement, all that other stuff. So there was a lot of tension and stuff like that back in those times. So women weren't really allowed to express themselves. So when you had people like Diana Ross, and other folks, it was kind of enlightening. It was very enlightening to see, first of all, not only a woman but a black woman express themselves in soul and talk about a relationship and how she feels about it. Well, that all comes to a stop. A recent New York Post basically talks about how a transgender activist said that the lyrics was offensive because there's no such thing as a natural woman. Let me tell you something, people. We're living in a different time where you almost have to walk on eggshells talking to almost anybody. Anything is almost offensive all the time. There used to be a time you could be able to say something and people could just say, oh, it's a joke or something like that. But it's to the point where you're messing up folks' lives. Here's one thing you really don't want to do is mess up somebody's bag for their family. Like, Aretha Franklin has been known all over the world for being Queen of Soul. So, I mean, whether you believe that song applies to you or not really doesn't make a difference, because it was a song that she wrote about her experiences, and it's not fair for anybody to take those experiences from somebody who's not only passed away but was expressing how she was feeling at that time. You don't know what she was going through at that period. You don't know what the situation was for her. You don't know how. I mean, that's like attacking anybody. You might as well attack anybody now for what they write. What's wrong with that? So, I mean, my thing about it is come up with a platform where you can celebrate not only the community but have artists that celebrate themselves. Because my thing about it is attacking somebody else's womanhood is completely not cool at all. Whether you believe that she is right or not, that was the time period, unfortunately. Okay, so that's how she was. I mean, Aretha Franklin was not transgender, so I don't understand why we have to now cater to everybody all the time. Some stuff should just be for you. Just like there's some things, I bet, that certain gay people, or not certain gay people, I don't know, that there's certain things that gay people don't really want to express to everybody all the time. Sometimes they want to keep stuff to themselves as well. But to sit there and tear down somebody's womanhood and tear down a song, what was the stereotypes? Was it, I mean, you gotta think about it. I mean, here's the thing that don't make sense. You guys can irritate everybody about this song, but there was a dude that wrote a song called Sweet Caroline that was about a 7-year-old. Not to mention, you guys still didn't even catch R. Kelly when he was doing stuff. And it took y'all this long to even bring him to justice for the stuff that he's done as of late, allegedly. So how is it fair to talk about and take down somebody who is no longer with us in the first place? Now, not only you affecting somebody else's bag, that's not cool. All because you feel like it's offensive. What did she say that was offensive? I guarantee you nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's not that you're not a natural woman. She was expressing herself, her feelings, how she felt. Well, she had that right. It's like we can't have nothing. First, it's not all women, don't, women are not the only ones that have periods and give birth. And if that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel, and that's your truth. But don't make it seem like it's everybody's truth. There's going to be some people that are against you guys, and there's going to be some people that aren't. I'm not a one that's against anybody at all. But when it comes down to somebody being attacked on their womanhood, now I'm getting kind of frustrated because I take it personal. Because if I was to say something about expressing how I feel as a woman, why is it questioned? I'm not transgender. I don't know what that feels like. I've never went through the process before. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I mean, I wasn't, this is how I was born. All female parts, going through menstrual cycles every month, going through, the possibility of one day might be becoming a mother. My thing about it is, yes, you guys should fight for your rights. That is true. But when it comes down to something that's not offensive, clearly, and I've heard that song many times, there was nothing offensive about it. Why take it down? You need to be taking down people that have literally attacked some of y'all to the point where some of y'all have been unalived. Like the recent shooting that happened down in what city was that? I don't know if it was Kansas or if it was Florida. Those are situations that you need to take serious, not a song. When you got people literally murdering other folks just because of something being misconstrued, but you want to take down a song. How much sense does that make? I mean, nobody said that you guys aren't natural women. There's some people that probably will say that you guys are confused and don't have good common sense. There's going to be people that say that because I hear it all the time. Because here's the thing, I grew up in church. So we already are completely against it. But as for me as an individual, speaking for myself, I love whatever is appropriate to love. Whoever is around me and whoever needs a hug, whoever needs prayer, that's what I'm here for. I'm not going to judge you. I understand what it feels like to go through things and you need somebody to talk to. But never is it okay to judge somebody's sexuality at all. Just like it wasn't fair, it's not fair for people to judge gay people's sexuality. So why should we be judged as heterosexuals for our sexuality that we're proud of ourselves? That we say we're born this way as well. What kind of message is that sending? It's okay for you guys to express yourself. It's okay for you guys to change yourself. It's okay for you guys to say you're born this way. However, your truth is being delivered. But the people who were born straight, who were born one sex, who were born and didn't decide to change, do whatever they decide to do, and you still come at them crazy. If you've had bad experiences in the past where people have done stuff to you, that's great. But don't group off everybody. That's like me grouping off every transgender, saying that, oh, transgenders are now heterophobic. Because that might as well be what the topic of discussion is. Who's heterophobic? Who's homophobic? Why does it have to come down to this? It really don't make sense. But it is what it is. Rest in peace to Aretha Franklin. I mean, at this point, and here's another thing I need to talk about. As much as Dave Chappelle makes jokes about gay people, and nobody is taking him down, but you want to take the Queen of Soul down. Like, come on, folks. What kind of sense does that, what is the message you're sending? That it's not okay to celebrate your womanhood? You guys should know better than anybody what that feels like to be told who you are and who you aren't. Every day, as a woman, to be told all the time that you're not beautiful enough, going through situations where you want to date somebody and they reject you, going through situations where you're constantly being judged, even if you're in, and God forbid if you're in the church world, sometimes it happens. Criticized about you guys don't you guys are overreacting about your periods. You guys do too much. You're too masculine. Then we're being judged on our masculine and feminine energy just by the way we are looked, just by the way we conduct ourselves, just by the way if our features aren't beautiful enough, if we don't look feminine enough. You know what I'm saying? And what's that? But that's what a lot of women get. A lot of women get ridiculed just by the way they look. Because some people have more, they might look like one side of the family, or they might look like their dad more, so they might have more masculine features, and you got people every day constantly ridiculing them about how much of not of a woman they are. So you, who goes through the process, who decides that, you know what, this, I've been feeling weird about my body, and I never felt like I was the right person all along. I was born one way, but I'm making the decision that I've always felt like I was trapped in somebody's body. You should understand what that feels like. The moment that you come out to your friends, the moment that you go through those moments where you feel shunned by the world and people are not supporting you because you're going through the transition process, and then you're going through mental health issues yourself because you're going through moments where you don't feel comfortable, or you're trying to feel comfortable and people are putting you down, or you're coming to the realization that you accept yourself and you don't care what anybody says. But just because you're comfortable and everybody else is comfortable does not give anybody a right to attack a woman who wrote a song based on her own experiences. Because if it was a transgender artist that was talking about their experiences, and one of the heterosexual people said that it's not right and we should take it down because that's not considered a woman, it would be a whole nother situation. That's just how pissed off it's making me, because I'm trying to figure out, what are we gaining at the end of the day for attacking somebody who passed away in 2018? Come on, people. Why are we walking on eggshells? It's almost like coronavirus has made us like a whole bunch of B words. Like, are you serious? We're going to be that squishy just because somebody don't like what we say? Oh, it's offensive. How is it offensive? Because some people believe in gender roles. Some people believe a woman's place is this, and some people are old-fashioned and they believe a woman should just be at the house and taking care of kids and stuff like that. Women are fighting for their rights every single day, not for one group of people who are in the same boat as us. Basically, when it comes down to fighting for our rights, you should not have a right to be criticizing other people, and you already know what it feels like to be criticized. Y'all the last group of people to be criticizing anybody. And I'm so sorry, but it really pisses me off and it's very offensive to me. Last group of people to be offending anybody, to be disrespectful to anybody. As much as people have done stuff to you guys, as much as we have to watch people physically, like how many gay bars have been opened and people have just opened fire on them, as much as some people have supported some of you guys. And I'm not attacking anybody, I'm just attacking this post. So for the people that are in the comment section, this is not an attack to you. This is an attack to this physical post that's really making me mad. I think it's stupid for you to even publish the post. For what? What are you gaining? Women have a right to express themselves just as much as transgender people have a right to express themselves. God bless it. I go through having periods, cramps, going through everyday hardships, not feeling like I'm woman enough, not feeling like I'm good enough. And I am not going to let one group of people tell me what I'm supposed to be. Just like you guys say, the world is not going to tell you who you're supposed to be. Then don't tell us how to be. Because we've been women for years, just like you guys claim y'all been women, or whatever gender you identify as. That's really disrespectful. The fact that y'all even put that out there is stupid. Fight about something that matters, not a song. I would be fighting about transgender rights. I would be fighting about the right to be able to have love and do whatever you want. The right for free health care. So whatever, because I already know the transition is not cheap. You guys have to pay out of pocket. I've heard from a lot of friends that I've had that went through the process. It's really sad. So the fact that somebody is saying something about this really offends me. It does. I'm offended. I'm very offended because all these years I felt like I wasn't good enough. And for you guys to put this out here just because you don't feel like we're natural, what's not natural about us as women? So we're not natural? So we have to go through under the knife and change ourselves to be natural? Is that what you're telling me? because the confusion is going to get even worse. I mean, you're sending the wrong message. You really are. That it's okay to be whatever you want to be, but it's not okay to be heterosexual. That's really stupid. It's just as much as our choice as it is your choice, and it's crazy. Hey,